Hey community, let's have a dad talk. Greetings and hello there everybody, it's me, your ever-loving Star Wars dad, Nooch Too Good, here with another installment of Dad Talks. We've recently kind of re-kicked off this series, and today we are talking with OGMaster. What's up, OGMaster?
Hello, everything fine from my side. Hello, everybody.
And
how are you doing today?
Well, I'm doing good, and you're coming to us from the Schweiz, yeah?
Yep, that's correct.
All right. That's Switzerland for the uninitiated. So let's talk here, OG. So you wrote, I'd like to talk about some poor choices I made when returning to play 2 years ago and the lessons I've learned. And I have two newer accounts, 2 years and 10 months, which gives me some insight into bottlenecks at different stages. You unlock Jabba, and you can't stress how much of an impact Smuggler's Run 2 has made on your mods. Let's talk about all this. Let's start first with, you used to play, and you quit, and you came back. What's the story there?
It was like a small campaign from Google Play where you got goodies when you downloaded the game. And so I started. There was a long time ago. And I didn't really enjoy it that much at first, because I tried to be free to play, and yeah, it just took too long to level up. And yeah, over the time I just hopped back on and off, and I think it was around when the first 2 GLs were released that I really started playing again. And yeah, since then I've been playing. I think it might be a bit more than 2 years. I just remember SEE being announced, and that was like the point where I started to grind the game really more, because he's like one of my favorite characters in all of the movies. Yeah.
So Sith Eternal Emperor, you mean the Emperor from the Rise of Skywalker is one of your favorite characters in all the movies, is that right? Or just the Emperor in general?
Just Emperor in general, yeah.
Okay. So let's jump into that then. So what did you think of him coming back in Rise of Skywalker? How did you enjoy that or not?
I didn't really enjoy too much, especially since I've read a lot of the old books and novels about Thrawn and all that stuff, so I was hoping to get more of that. Yeah.
Yeah, so so you're like, and I'm pulling out my my copy of Heir to the Empire, first edition, everybody. I read it back in the day too. So you're kind of with everybody else where it's like, why would you just throw out all this great lore we already had and create all your own new crappy stuff, right? That's kind of what I'm picking up.
Yeah, that's basically it.
All right.
Because I really enjoyed these books.
All right, so you started the game, you got a bunch of goodies. You didn't want to do free to play. Was it that you got older and you had some money at your disposal and you felt like you could jump back in, or you needed a game you could play that was easier? Or what got you back into the game? Sith Eternal Emperor. I mean that yeah. I hear, but aside from that, like, was it just Sith Eternal Emperor, or was it more that you were more prepared for the game, or it fit your lifestyle more, or just the Sith Eternal Emperor?
I think it was also I had more time, because somewhere around that, I don't remember if it was pre-COVID or after COVID hit that I started playing again. So I just had too much time to waste, basically. And yeah, I just got into the game and started realizing that some parts of it are pretty fun, even if you're free to play.
Yeah. So you mentioned the lessons you learned. So what were the lessons you learned from the poor choices you made when you came back to the game, and also when you put in your new accounts? When you put all that together, what are some of the key takeaways for you that you can put into you could share with some players?
Well, the first big mistake I made was when I got back, I wanted to do all the journey guide stuff, and so I tried to do like every single character in there. And for example, with Thrawn, I just couldn't make it with my Phoenix, and instead of looking at videos how to do it, I just put all the Zetas on them. I put a Zeta on Ezra, I put a Zeta on Sabine, because I didn't even gear up Chopper, so I used the wrong squad, basically. And yeah, I just didn't think about watching guides how to actually do it. try to figure it out on my own and waste a lot of resources there.
I think it's I can see your Phoenix right now with Force. You didn't put Hera's Zeta on, but you got the other Zetas on, and yeah, that's rough, dude. Although now if you go get Captain Rex, that might pay off for you.
Yeah, a lot of my mistakes over time have like kind of gotten erased by new stuff being released. Another example is like all the galactic challenges that drop every now and then. I sometimes just start gearing up a certain faction to get a few more stuff, and I put the Zeta on crew, even though I had like the whole first order at gear 6 or 7 or 8. And he sat there with his Zeta doing nothing, just because I thought it might be useful in the Galactic Challenge. And now with the Lightspeed bundles, I have him at Relics, and now it's bringing me some use. But yeah, it's been like 3 years with a Zeta and no use out of it.
I'm gonna agree with you. I know that those galactic challenges are important, but my goodness, if you're getting at least to the I call it the pirate crate, the wide crate that's got the Omicron in there, I don't think you should be adding any gear to anybody for any galactic challenge ever. So, I guess you learned that the hard way.
Yeah.
So what else? Tell me about your new accounts and some of the bottlenecks you found there, and what you could share along with those.
Well, on my new account, I started gearing stuff, and the first problem obviously is the credits. That's something everybody will be used to by now. But the second most important thing I noticed is the Mark III ability materials. They can really run out quickly if you're not paying attention. And one thing to counter this is really the free pack on the web store is like 20 ability materials per day, which is 600 a month, and that is basically doubling the income you would get out of the weekly challenges.
Yeah, it doesn't. So you're talking about the free chest you get on the web store every day, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, so the contents of that vary, right? Sometimes it's shards, sometimes it's ability materials, sometimes it's credits, whatever, but whatever you get in it at any time, it's always valuable, and I harp on that a lot. I think the web store is really underrated for people to go in there. The one great habit that I've gotten into is starting all these new free-to-play accounts is I do the web store on all of my accounts every single day. And then with my Hyperdrive account, I've been most of my purchases, the ones that anything that's available on the web store, I buy it on the web store because I get an extra 5 to 10% of stuff or cheaper price on the web store for everything.
Yeah, that's also a good point. I had the problem on one of my newer accounts that I just couldn't do an EA account with it. I can't use the web store on one of my newer accounts, and I'm not sure what the reason for that is. I still haven't found out. EA support can't help me either, so yeah, that's a bit rough for that account because I can really see the difference between my two newer accounts, right? Just because of the daily packs you get for free.
Yeah, if there's a problem with the EA, sometimes it's you could have maybe put in a wrong date of birth because it wants you to be at least 18 to do that. But then some people it just glitches out, and it's impossible to know why, and it's frustrating for those folks. So you're not the first person I've heard mention that. What?
Yeah.
You mentioned that you love having Jabba and the impact of Smuggler's Run on your mods. Can you tell me a little bit more about that?
Yeah. So on my main account, I really never I never farmed a lot of mods, and I think I didn't even have a 25 plus speed mod before I unlocked Jabba, which is my second Galactic Legend. So yeah, my speed mods are pretty non-existent still, and thanks to the Smuggler's Run, I get a lot more of slicing materials, which are pretty important to me because I never farmed them in the past. So I'm sure which one of the pieces, but the one you need to get them to the 6 dot. I think it's the type 1 something. I'm not sure. It looks like a candle.
Yeah, I've got the rewards up here on screen from the wiki, and it looks like basically it gives you enough for a full 6 dot mod. Like you can take any mod that you want from 5 dots to 6 dots with what you get in the Smuggler's Run 2. Is that right?
Yeah, exactly. And you can do it twice every time it comes around, so you get 2 mods to 6 dot.
Okay, yeah. I mean, the six dot mods are such a big deal in this game, and you hear me talk about it on roster reviews all the time. You know, get these. I mean, you got this one mod on Java that's only 5 dots. You know, when it's 11.75% defense versus 20% defense, or you look at health, it goes from 5.88% up to 15%. That's a big deal. Taking a mod to 6 dots, and not just that, but all the attributes increase. And I'm going to be running mods later today. People have watched me do mods all the time. You know, the attributes increase, and you can actually you can keep rolling. You get to roll 4 more times after you take it to 6 dots to get more speed and more secondary attributes. And to me, that's the biggest deal. What are you finding as so you said your mods are lacking, and that's really helping a lot with your mods. What are you doing to work on your mods every day?
Yeah, currently I'm just farming a lot of mods and getting rid of the ones without speed, just like stocking up, because I need more quantity of mods to get better quality. That's also pretty important, because it doesn't make sense to go into quality too soon, because you need some mods for all your characters first. And so yeah, I'm just trying to stock up my width of my modding inventory.
Well, yeah, and you just added, I mean, these 3 new packs. I can see you bought all the packs here recently, so that gives you about 30 more characters you got to mod up too, right?
Yeah, that's true.
And I can see that. I'm looking at your Resistance Hero Finn right now. You've got a nice little speed set on him, and looks like you got some room to grow on it as well. So it looks like you're moving. Oh, you got 19 speed cross on him. So you're definitely moving some of these mods around. What's your farming plan here with the packs? I saw that you got Starkiller to gear 12. So what are you doing for Ray and Finn, and what are the future plans for those guys?
Yeah, currently I'm just finishing up Starkiller, and then I will be farming Ray. But after Ray, I won't go to SLKR immediately, because I don't have the First Order fleet yet. Yeah, so after Ray, I will just relax a bit, maybe gear up Ben, because he should be around from Conquest. I think in 3 or 4 months I should have his shards. Yeah, so it's leading towards Ray now, thanks to the Lightspeed bundles. Before that, I was going to get OGMaster Luke.
Yeah.
Which is still not that way off, because I would have geared Shatter Training Ray next anyways. And now with the bundles, yeah, it's really just leading into Ray before OGMaster Luke, probably.
Yeah, if you've got Jedi Training Ray, then it's just a matter of Old Ben, Biggs and Wedge, R2 and Princess Leia, and you're good to go after, and Mon Mothma, I guess. So it's not a long trip from Jedi Knight Luke to Jedi Master Luke.
Yeah, that's true.
Well, let's take a look here, OGMaster. So just a little final word, and let me ask you before I'm going to get one final word from you on the game, but what is your Star Wars experience? How did you fall in love with Star Wars, or where did you first where was your origination for Star Wars?
The first was probably the Lego Star Wars games. I played all of them multiple times on the PlayStation 2. Every single one. Also, like the first complete saga and the number 2, 3, probably every one that's out there. Yeah, and so that's how I got into it, through the Lego Star Wars games.
So you were not into Star Wars before you played the Lego Star Wars games, is that right?
I mean, I started playing them when I was like 7 or 8, so I didn't have the chance to watch the movies by then. My parents wouldn't allow it, probably.
Yeah.
So that was like my first possibility to get into touch with Star Wars.
That is great, man. You know, that's the first I've heard from that. I love hearing that. You know, we've had a lot of people that got into the game from KOTOR, you know, but Lego Star Wars, they're such great games. I played all the way through Complete Saga and then Skywalker Saga, and they're just such great games and such good content. Just to hear that that's how you started your journey, that's incredible, man. I love hearing that. That's exciting. So, tell me this, what if you were going to walk away with one solid piece of advice for any player in Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes, what would that piece of advice be?
Most important advice I've left is to really finish your farms, because I can tell you I unlocked Executor over a year ago and my campaign is still at gear 12, and it's really hurting me in Fleet Arena and also in GSC. So yeah, really finish your farms and also get the teams you need. For example, with Jabba, you also need to have a Embo at Relics for Territory Wars if you plan to use him there.
100%. You know what? You know you're not going to get disagreement from me on finish your farms. It comes up all the time. I agree 100%, and I think the Embo call out is really good for Jabba. It's like an extra, you know, when you look at, you just mentioned the 2 extra pieces, right? Cad Bane is an extra piece for Executor. You don't have to have Cad Bane to unlock Executor, but you need him to make it really work. And Embo is the same thing with Jabba. You know, you can use other characters with them, but Embo is really the best fit in there for that 5th character. And that's a really good call out. Finish your farms and take it to that extra degree to finish the teams. Well, OGMaster, I'm really glad that you signed up for Dad Talks. I'm glad I had a chance to talk to you today.
Yeah, thank you very much for inviting me.
No problem, man, and stay cool out there in Der Schweiz. All right, sir?
Yeah.
All right, have a great day.
Much.
Everybody, thanks for joining us here for another edition of Dad Talks with OGMaster. I hope you have a great day. We'll talk to you soon, and always remember, Nooch too good.